All the world heavyweight titles. Firstly, I mean, I've heard a lot of interviews say, "Oh, his career's on the line." I mean, he's fighting the pound for pound number one in the sport, so it's going to be a very, very tough fight. He's the underdog in the fight, and I think we should be here as the underdog in this fight. With a B-side, we come with nothing, and we leave with everything. That's the mentality he should have this week. He's smash and grab, and for years he's been parading around as the A-side and filling up stadiums and almost like we don't care who AJ fights. Now let's be the B-side. Let's come in on the blind side, if you like, and smash this guy up and take the belt.
Whoever that's against, Tyson Fury or whoever the Bacon.
Good. I think the pressure's off. I know he must win, but at the same time, when you're the underdog, when people aren't expecting you to win, when you're not carrying British boxing on your shoulders like it has been for years and years, he's been out here for 4 weeks, chilling, very comfortable. So he's in a good place. We know how tough the challenge is, but we believe he can do it. He fought the wrong fight, but he also fought a very good fighter. He boxed the pound for pound number one. Usyk's a tremendous fighter. There's loads of things he's got to do differently in this fight, and there's lots of things he will do differently in this fight. It's not just as simple as go in there and be more aggressive. You're fighting a genius, but what he must do is after 6 rounds, you want to see this guy out of there, or you want to see him in places he really don't want to be. Because if you let this guy get into his rhythm, he's going to be very, very difficult to beat, and that was the problem in the first fight. You let him get into the second half of the fight, full flow, full rhythm, and even by that 6th round, the fight was over, because you can't let this guy go unscathed into the back end of the fight. Yeah, I think it's like, you've got to be smart. You can't. This guy's not an idiot. He's fighting. He knows that AJ is going to be more aggressive in this fight. He would have trained on the basis of that. You've seen him. He looks bigger. Maybe he'll be more aggressive in this fight, But I feel that I really don't believe this fight goes 12 rounds, and I don't want it to go 12 rounds because I don't want to be in a point scenario. I want a nice clean knockout where we all jump over the ropes and grab the belts and poodle back to the UK as AJ being a quite rightful hero. I think over the years, and it's arduous. I think people see this guy with belts and fame and money, and they just presume that's a great life. But I'll put it on the other foot and say, well, a young man that just wants to chill out with his mates and play football over the park, or go for a coffee, or all these normal things that he's not able to do, maybe isn't as pleasing or exciting or as entertaining or as provide as much happiness as you might think. And I think he's felt a lot of that pressure over the years because it's a bubble that he lives in. And that's why I think being out here for 4 weeks has been quite nice for him. Go to the mall, have a coffee, go for a stroll, be around people, walk through the hotel without everyone jumping on him for photos and interviews. And that comes with the fame. Tough luck, mate. But, people sometimes don't understand that pressure. And I think right now that pressure's just depleted a little bit. Let him go out and do his thing. So like I said, it's all about blindside. It's all about when you thought it might be over, it's just getting started. Always, yeah. I think it's a fight that makes better. Yeah, very relaxed, and he's got time for everybody, and that's one of the problems. Because when he goes out to one of those places, he'll sign everything. He'll have photos with everybody, and that's tiring. That's draining. But he's been an unbelievable ambassador for British boxing and British sport. But there's a long way to go in the AJ story.
You've got 6 fights fighting for a country in that sort of
I'm not side of anyway. I've got obviously we promote close with him as well, spend a lot of time.
I mean, you don't know. It could be harder for Usyk. Maybe there's more pressure. Maybe it's personally a difficult time for him. There's lots of things in boxing you don't see. You see 2 guys come to the ring. You don't know what's been going on in their lives, what's been happening over the last few months and years, what kind of preparation they're in, if they got any injuries. All you ever hear is, I've had a great camp. That's what I hear a lot of the time as well. Who knows? But both guys have a tremendous amount of pride. Both guys will be doing everything they can to secure victory at the weekend, and I think you'll see a fantastic fight.
What's at stake?
The world heavyweight titles, what he wants. As I said, we come into this fight with nothing, and we plan for AJ to leave with everything.
Whenever it works for Marcy, he's come back to